Hello, I am Michelle with two L's.
And I'm Natalie the Red.
And we are
Wearing red.
Yeah, she is wearing red today. And we are Forcified Entertainment. Well, today we are here to discuss the seventh and final, well, I don't know if it's the final, actually, the final chapter of season one, at least. If there is a second season, we don't know. It's all a mystery.
That's true.
Of the Book of Boba Fett. So let's get into this. Let's talk about this. You guys know that it's been a roller coaster for my feelings on the Book of Boba Fett. I did not like the first two episodes at all. I thought the next two were still pretty bad, but at least a little more entertaining to me personally.
I wouldn't want that rating. Still pretty bad.
And then we got chapter 5 and chapter 6, which were phenomenal. They were fantastic. And of course, Boba Fett was only in chapter 6 for one scene, which he did not speak.
Now, Michelle, we got the Mandalorian.
The prelude
Yes.
to season 3. And now we get the final chapter. We got what the story was leading up to. And I just want to say, I definitely did not hate this finale, as it feels like some people definitely felt that way. To me, this was like, oh, it was okay. That was kind of my general thoughts. Like it was all right.
It was all right.
And I think some of the reason too I feel that is it's like the last two episodes were so good.
Yeah, it made it hard.
Yes.
Like, how do you, unless you're going to do something bigger and over the top, like I think probably many of us had in our minds.
Yeah.
That's why it was like kind of hard for it not to be a bit of a letdown this episode.
Yes. Well, and even
the bar was set high from last week.
The bar was set really high, but even had we not got some cameos that we all thought we probably were going to get, even just comparing this, I'll even compare it to, forget the season finale of season 2 of Mandalorian with Luke. Let's go back to season 1 of Mandalorian. That still had a lot of emotional weight, impact, and was an excellent finale to a season. This was, again, it was an okay finale, in my opinion. It resolves the story that I really don't think they had enough to tell.
I think that's the thing. I was just thinking that a second ago. I just don't think, it's just my thoughts, penny for them, I guess, but they didn't have enough substance, it seemed, or like,
yeah,
with the character of Boba Fett. And
not Boba
Fett. And I'm just glad I didn't say fat, you guys.
She said it before.
I've been known to accidentally say that before. And Fennec Shan, and like have more for them to do focused on them, because this kind of felt like they relied heavily over the season towards the end on bringing in the Mandalorian to make the show interesting.
Yes.
That's not a good sign for the show in and of itself.
No, because the last two episodes that we raved about, again, Boba Fett wasn't even in chapter 5. He's only in chapter 6 for one scene that he doesn't speak in. And then in this, and he got like a good moment towards the end. And Fennec Shand.
It still felt kind of like the Mandalorian.
Yeah. Well, and Fennec Shand, she's always good. She just didn't get a lot to do in the series either. And again, that just is kind of a missed opportunity for the writing team. Like, how did you not have a very well thought out story for Boba Fett? And again, pretty much the only thing I'm going to take away from the season that I really liked was the prelude to season 3 of The Mandalorian, and getting Grogu and that's the thing I loved in this episode, was Grogu and Mando getting reunited. I think that's,
yes, of course.
I think that's what everyone really enjoyed out of this episode, and then seeing him little Grogu use the Force. I also enjoyed, I forget her name, the mechanic.
I forget. I just forgot what her name is on the show too.
I forgot, guys. But anyways, I enjoyed, she kind of said what we all felt when they revealed the Grogu name. She said, Grogu. She said, well, I don't have to call you that. And that's kind of how we all feel. It's like, yeah, I call you Grogu's son, but also just call you Baby Yoda, because I prefer that.
I think she just usually refers to him as the baby.
Yes. And he is the baby. And, so we got him using the Force some, and you did get the Boba Fett Cad Bane showdown that was decent towards the end, but there were definitely, it was an hour long, and there was definitely stuff that felt almost more like a cartoon, I think, with the Rancor for me. And not that little kids may not enjoy it. That's fine. I'm giving you my opinion as an adult watching the show. But I don't, any other thoughts, Nally, that you had kind of watching this?
I think you kind of nailed it. We were texting earlier and she was reminding me to watch the show. And I'm like, oh, I already did. Watched while I was getting ready this morning. I was excited to see, what was
Yeah,
going to
I was
happen.
excited to see what was going to happen too.
And she just said, it was kind of lackluster. And I'm like,
Yes.
that's really kind of the word to sum up this episode for me.
Yeah, and really to sum up the entirety of the show.
Yeah, besides
the Mandalorian episodes. And you're right. Even in this episode, when Mando came into this episode, it all of a sudden, again, even though Boba Fett's right there, it felt like we were in the Mandalorian. It was his show.
Something changed.
Yeah,
it got better.
And so
I feel that. I mean, maybe they'll get a second season, and maybe it'll be
well. And here's the thing: it has nothing to do with
who plays
with Boba Fett or Fennec Shan. Both of those characters. It really is the problem of the writing for these characters and for their specific show. We should have really cared about them towards the end of it. And not that
kind of essential.
Not that I dislike Boba Fett. He's just kind of like a blah character is kind of what they've made him in this season. Where Mando just so stands out standing next to him. And that's really sad considering Boba Fett is such a beloved character in Star Wars. I just think he deserved better writing.
Yeah,
it's all so I'm trying to say here.
Yeah, and just for all the fans out there of Boba Fett.
Yeah. And it feels like there was never, even in this, he got the one little moment fighting Cad Bane. By the way, we found out that Cobb Vanth is dead, I guess. Unless maybe they bring it back, but I don't know. He seems dead.
I mean, it looked like he passed.
Yeah, he seems
but
like...
I wasn't, it was like you said, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, Fennec survived a direct shot in the stomach, but, okay. But he's gone, I guess. But anyways, what I was going to say is, I didn't feel like Boba Fett even got like the total awesome moment he got in chapter 6 of season 2 of Mandalorian, where he's just like a boss taking out all the stormtroopers.
Because he was awesome in that.
He was. And I feel like even in this finale, he got to do more, but they should have given him something that was special to him. Because he is supposed to be the star of the Book of Boba Fett.
Right.
I wish he just would have gone a little more, like maybe even just one scene that was awesome, kind of like from The Mandalorian season 2. But again, they didn't. And Fennec got some good moments in this episode.
Because correct me if I'm wrong, Michelle, but it's kind of like in this genre. Well, I know Star Wars is kind of its own thing, but it's like if you're not going to make it connect emotionally, we at least want to see the cool skills you have.
Yeah,
and not that we didn't at all, but you know what I'm saying? You got to give something of interest.
Yes, and I mean that's where I think Mando came in so handy because we have an emotional investment in Mando and Grogu. But again, so my finale, again, I'll use the words that Natalie said that I did text her this morning.
That are your words.
That are my words. It was a little lackluster for my liking. There were things that I liked, but overall it just lacked what I guess we expected after 2 great episodes. And as a overall package for the series, I mean, gosh, if you remove the 2 episodes with Mando, it's rough. I mean, when it's left to just the Book of Boba Fett, I said this almost from the beginning. I just don't think they had enough story to go with this. They should have just given us a prelude to The Mandalorian and been done with it, like a 2-episode prelude into Mando season 3.
Well, they kind of did.
They did, but I'm saying they could have just done that, and we would have been fine.
And that's and I hope that some people out there really enjoyed the series, but it's kind of like, don't give Star Wars just to give Star Wars. Like, make sure, you have the material and the character developed and what, a vision of what you want to do with it.
Yes,
I don't know who I'm talking to, but whoever you are out there.
Yeah, and don't Disneyfy like a character as beloved, an OG character as beloved as Boba Fett. Like,
because the fans take this stuff seriously.
Yeah, we do. So that's kind of my thoughts on the Book of Boba Fett as a whole and this final episode. Natalie, are you good?
I
Are all
think
hearts
so.
cleared? Okay. Well, that is it for our coverage of the Book of Boba Fett. We've enjoyed it. Speaking or talking, shared our thoughts with you, whether we always enjoy the show or not. But what did you guys think? Did you guys feel like me? Think this was a little lackluster? Did you think it was awesome? What did you think? Share
Yeah,
your
tell
thoughts
us.
below. And if you are not yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, give the video a thumbs up. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, remember
To be
to
a
be a
force
force
of
of light.
light.
All
Bye,
right, bye,
guys.
guys.